Next one, please.
I'll just use this. Question from Reuters.
路透社，乌克兰总统泽连斯基表示，中国向俄罗斯提供了火药和弹药，并且乌政府有情报表明中国在俄罗斯境内参与武器生产，并且下周将会公布这一些详细的证据。中方对此有何评论？ China's position on the Ukraine issue remains consistent and clear. We have worked actively for ceasefire and to promote peace talks. We have never provided lethal weapons to any party to the conflict and strictly control the export of dual-use articles. Ukraine knows that clearly and has said publicly that most of Russia's imported military components came from the US and other Western countries. China firmly opposes groundless accusations and political manipulation. Next one, please.
"中国日报提问：中方发布了将在北京举行中印尼
China Daily. To follow up on the first ministerial meeting of China-Indonesia joint foreign and defense ministerial dialogue in Beijing, could you share with us more details, including its background? China and Indonesia are good neighbors, facing each other across the sea, and good partners with a shared future. This year marks the 75th anniversary of bilateral diplomatic ties. Under the personal guidance of the two leaders, China and Indonesia have set up and started the China-Indonesia Joint Foreign and Defense Ministerial Dialogue Mechanism. This is the first foreign and defense ministerial dialogue mechanism established by China, which demonstrates the strategic importance and high level of China-Indonesia cooperation. Last year, President Xi Jinping and President Prabowo Subianto met twice and agreed to hold the first ministerial meeting of China-Indonesia Joint Foreign and Defense Ministerial Dialogue as early as possible. At the meeting, Foreign Minister Wang Yi and Defense Minister Dong Jun and their Indonesian counterparts, Mr. Subianto and Safri, will exchange their views on bilateral relations, bilateral cooperation, political security and defense, international and regional cooperation. China stands ready to work with Indonesia to follow the strategic guidance of the two presidents, make full use of this mechanism, and elevate our friendship, mutual trust, and strategic coordination to a higher level. Next one, please.
Your question from A.
法新社，美国国务院昨天谴责中国的卫星导航公司提供胡塞给予他们红海的卫星图像，中方对此有何评论？
I'm not familiar with the situation you mentioned. Since the escalations in the Red Sea situation, China has been playing a positive role in de-escalating the situation. Who is promoting talks for peace and de-escalating the tensions, and who is imposing sanctions and pressure? The international community sees that clearly. China urges relevant countries to make more efforts conducive to regional peace and stability rather than the opposite. Next one, please.
纸新闻，4月20号，也就是本周日。
Shenzhen TV. This Sunday, April 20th, marks the 16th UN Chinese Language Day. We noted that this year's theme is Poetic China, Rhymes and Romance. China's permanent mission to the UN, permanent mission to the UN and other international organizations in Vienna, and permanent mission to the UN office at Geneva hosted a variety of activities and showcased the Chinese traditional culture. which were quite well received. What's your comment? Congratulations on the 16th UN Chinese Language Day. As President Xi Jinping said, civilizations thrive through exchanges and mutual learning. From the poetry reading in New York and the Chinese Language Video Festival in Geneva, to the calligraphy and painting exhibitions featuring bamboo sleeps in Vienna, those events celebrating the occasion presented not just the history and culture embodied by the Chinese language, but also the Chinese philosophy of advocating harmony without uniformity and helping others succeed while seeking one's own success. It's good to see more and more people learning the Chinese language and more foreign journalists raise questions in Chinese at our regular press conferences here. The extensive use of the Chinese language at multilateral fora, such as the UN, is an epitome of the deepening China-UN cooperation. 80 years ago, the Chinese delegates were the first to sign the UN Charter using a Chinese calligraphy brush. Since then, China has firmly defended the purposes and principles of the UN Charter, upheld the UN-centered international system, supported the important role of the UN in international affairs, and deepened the mutual learning among cultures, and promoted world peace and development. As an ancient Chinese saying goes, it's the combination of different ingredients that makes the soup delicious. A language is a vehicle of history and, more importantly, a bridge to the future. We hope that more people will be able to use Chinese as a bridge to read and understand China and the world. We're also ready to work with other countries around the world to bridge divisions through dialogue and approach differences with mutual accommodation, to form a community with a shared future and promote together the diversity and vibrancy of its civilizations. Next one, please.
Thank you, spokesperson.
路透社，美国新任驻日大使今天访日，并且表示美日需要共同努力来调整国防力量，以反击像中国这样的国家。外交部对于这一言论有何评论？
I haven't noted the information you mentioned, but I would like to say that the duty of a diplomat is to foster friendly ties between countries rather than vilify other countries, sow discord, and stoke confrontation. China has always been a peaceful force and a stable force and a progressive force in international community who is flexing their muscles and stoking rivalry and threatening peace. The international community sees that clearly. Next one, please.
The Trump administration.
特朗普政府表示，他们将会调整政策，来调整中国建造的船只港口费用。中方对此有何评论 ？Please repeat your question. 彭博社，特朗普政府昨晚表示，美方将采取措施，加征额外的费用，对象是涉中国建造船只在美国港口的费用。中方对此有何回应？
我们此前已经。
We've stated our position on relevant questions. I would like to say again that such measures as imposing port fees and levying tariffs on cargo handling facilities hurts the U.S. itself as well as others. The move not only hikes global maritime shipping costs and disrupts the stability of global industrial supply chains, but also increases inflationary pressures in the U.S. and hurts the interests of American consumers and businesses. The practice will ultimately fail to revitalize the U.S. shipbuilding industry. We urge the U.S. to respect facts and multilateral rules and immediately stop its wrongdoings. China will take necessary measures to defend its lawful rights and interests. Next one, please.
还有其他问题吗？
Any other questions? If If not, that will conclude today's press conference. Thank you. Have a wonderful weekend.